We find ourselves once again down by the fish cleaning station, and one thing I always like to do with my fruits and my vegetables is make sure that they get a thorough wash. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to do that. It's a simple method and you can use it for a variety of things. Simply take everything that you have and put it in a big bowl, and that's what I'm doing here. And it's okay, they can all go in together. Then we're just going to fill this bowl up with water and let everything sit. But I have something even better than the usual sprayer. Actually, I've been working on a product of my own for some time now. It's my Chef Buck Naked's, it's actually patent pending, jalapeno blaster. So this particular sprayer is guaranteed to get your jalapenos squeaky clean and vibrant green. Now that we've blasted our jalapenos quite nicely, we're going to let them rest for just a short period of time, and then we're going to actually use a soft cloth and we're going to wipe everything down and we're going to let it dry off. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of dirt and debris and little pieces of leaves and other things that are actually in the water here. That's all come off of our veggies. So it's always a good idea to give them a little bit of a soak. I'm just going to get everything one last rinse. And I'm going to set that aside for just a few minutes to dry. Well, here we are underneath the nice, dry Tiki hut. And as you can see, I brought over all of our peppers and our mushrooms, some limes and some tomatoes, a couple different types of tomatoes. I've got them all washed and I've let them dry off a little bit. What we're going to start to do is prepping some of the dishes that we're going to cook. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about them. One of the things that I really like are jalapeno peppers, but sometimes I think it's just the same old thing. So we're going to do jalapenos a little bit differently. I'm going to show you kind of a hurry up method where we're actually going to take the jalapenos and we're going to cut them in half and stuff them and take the majority of the seeds and the white connective tissue that lines the inside of the peppers that the seeds grow from. That's where all the capsaicin is, that the heat of the pepper is coming from the very inside where the seeds are. And as you can see here, we've got that going on. So if you want a little bit more heat, you can go ahead and leave this in, as well as some of the seeds. So I'm gonna start to clean up some of these peppers, and then we're going to take our mushies and we're going to pop the inside out of them. So they make a nice little bowl. And actually these mushrooms are really good size, and as you can see, it's actually going to make a nice big bowl for us here.
Yeah. What do you think, we blind over there?
To be able to stuff some things in there. One of the things that I think might be fun to stuff in there is a jalapeno. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple things about peppers. The further up the pepper you go, the hotter the pepper gets. So the tip of the pepper is not quite as warm as the very tip top of the pepper. When I say the top of the pepper, I mean that's where it's connected to the plants. So this particular piece of jalapeno is considerably warmer than this one, and that's true with most of the peppers that you have. Another thing to remember when dealing with peppers is each pepper, even though they've come off the same plant, may have completely and utterly different warmth to them, or spicinesses, if you will, or oh my hotnesses also. But I think one of the things that's going to be fun is that, and oh, this is like a match made in heaven. Can you see what I got going on over here? I mean, look at that. That's like a perfect, that's like a honeymoon. Ooh. That's such a perfect fit. That's going to sneak right in the bottom of that mushroom.
I am tired now. Can I lie down?
And we're going to put some fun toppings over top of it and top it off maybe with a little bit of cheese. And then I've got some extra crispy bacon flavored bacon crunch topping with a little bit of bacon flavor that's going to go on there and give us just a little essence of pow, slap you right in the face with some bacon flavor. Do you get that? Probably be good with these mushrooms. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to start cleaning up some of these peppers and taking some of the seeds and some of the undesirable white pith or connective tissue out as well. And once I get that all done, then we're going to stuff some of them up. Just be careful when you're working with your knife. Try not to cut through the pepper when you go ahead and remove those seeds. That skin will work as a oil and waterproof membrane, like a little bowl, like a little boat of spiciness and juiciness and wonderfulness, and it will hold all of your ingredients right in there. I'm going to use a small amount of cream cheese in each of these peppers. Not a huge amount, but I'm just going to kind of spread some into the bottom of each one of these. The next thing I'm going to do with all these peppers is I'm going to take and I'm going to season them here. And the seasoning that I'm going to use on for this dish is our reef rub. This is great on veggies. It's got some cider vinegar and lemon juice powder and dill and celery seed. So this is a good one for fish, but also good for veggies. So now that I have those seasoned up and I have my cream cheese in here, I'm going to take a thin sprinkle of just assorted cheeses. I'm going to lay that in right now. So cheese over top of cream cheese. Okay, that's going in. Here's the kicker on these stuffed jalapenos. What this is true chicharrones for deep fried pork belly. So not like the ones that you get in the store that are really light and crispy and don't have a lot of texture to them. This is a real thing with some skin and some meat and that fried fat in there. It's really porky and I love them. Chicharrones are great. Then there's some corn chips in here, and then there's the store-bought light and fluffy pork rinds. And I add some of our barbecue seasoning to this, and of course 12 or 13 handfuls of crispy bacon. And then to finish them off, I'm going to take just a drizzle more cheese over top of them. Now, you could use a different topping if you wanted. If you weren't a big fan of bacon, you could put some chicken on there, or some shrimp, or you didn't even have to have a protein if you didn't want to. You could do some fresh herbs, or maybe a dollop of salsa or something. I can tell you what, those stuffed jalapenos really, really look good. We're going to move on to our next jalapeno dish, which is also going to be a stuffed dish. We're going to take these great big white field mushrooms, and we're going to cut some jalapeno rings, leaving the seeds in. So we're going up on the oh my level with the next dish. If you get jalapenos, fresh jalapenos in season, they're cheap and you can buy a lot of them. You can buy an entire flat. Take half a dozen peppers or so and just wash them off like we did, dry them very well, then put them in a baggie and put them in your freezer, much like the Bahamians do with their peppers. You can take them out and use them as you like, but beware, because once you freeze your jalapeno and you thaw it,
would you like to touch my monkey?
It's spicier than usual. Way spicier.